So guys, this week Google had a big boy press conference where they announced some awesome hardware. Some of it's meh, but still pretty cool. So why don't we go over the best stuff, try to keep it relatively short, not drone on. Let's go over it. Now first of all, probably the main point they were talking about was the new Pixel phone. Completely different from the Nexus phone, guys, believe me. But seriously, Nexus is gone. That line is being renamed, I guess, completely to Pixel. Definitely lines up more with their Chromebook branding. Makes sense. They were kind of tired, I guess, of giving away all this exposure to other companies with the 5X and the 6P. It was made by HTC and Huawei, I believe. Now they're just Google branded phones and that's it. Now I definitely had mixed feelings about the phones. There's actually two of them, the regular Pixel and the Pixel XL. Although what I do like is that it's the same specs in both. You don't have to buy the bigger phone to get the better CPU, for example. The only difference between the two phones is the bigger one has a bigger screen and a bigger battery. Completely makes sense. Although I wish the smaller one had a bigger battery. It's only about 2,700 milliamp hours. Really, you can't get it up to 3,000? Come on. However, there are several features that we have never seen in a new phone before, which could make it a great contender. First of all, Google Assistant, which is Google's response to Siri, Amazon Echo, all the AI stuff. Google is now creating their own, and it's pretty cool, and it's built right into the Pixel. No other phone has that at the moment. Also, it has Android 7. This is one of the first phones to launch with Android 7 Nougat, so that is pretty interesting. We know, obviously, that's gonna mean that any Pixel phone is gonna get instant updates. You're not gonna be lagging behind like all the other manufactured phones, and it's just gonna have that stock Android experience. One of the other better features they focused on is the camera, which promises to be the best camera in any smartphone. It scored an 89 on the DxOMark rating scale. Wow, that sounds like a very large number. I don't know what it means, but apparently it's pretty good. At least in terms of that score, it scored better than any other phone, including the iPhone 7, so I guess it must be pretty good. The main camera is 12.3 megapixels with a f2.0 aperture. Not bad aperture, though we have seen much wider apertures, like the S7 has a f1.7, I believe. And it also has, however, 1.55 micron pixel sizes, so it's a pretty big sensor, which does mean it'll let in a lot of light and improve the performance significantly of the camera, which is probably why they say it performs better, and supposedly it does. Another really cool picture they're talking about is Smart Burst, which is basically you hold down the camera shutter button and it takes a whole bunch of pictures and then automatically, using AI, picks out which one is the sharpest, which one's the best, and I'm assuming you'll also be able to maybe manually pick the best one. So perhaps if you're trying to get an action shot and one of them's blurry, you could take several and select the best one, which is pretty neat, and I also like the idea that it will automatically select it. Also, maybe if people are blinking, that sort of thing, you don't have to worry about it anymore. They also said that the HDR function will be on by default. They called it HDR Plus, and they said that it will take a series of burst pictures instead of just one to increase the maximum dynamic range, and there is no additional shutter lag, which is really cool because normally when you take an HDR photo, you have to maybe wait a little bit longer because it has to take several pictures back to back and combine them. They're, I guess, saying that it's taken them so fast that there's basically no delay, combines them all by default, you don't even have to turn it on, and in all situations, it'll increase the picture quality, which is very nice, and I really am excited to see how that works out. And another really compelling thing they're including with Pixel phone purchases is unlimited photo storage. So normally there's a limit, or you have to pay for more storage on Google Photos, or they might have unlimited but only for reduced resolution pictures. But here they're saying with a Pixel phone, you'll get unlimited cloud storage at full resolution, even with 4K video. So basically you never have to worry about running out of space ever, which is pretty awesome. And that could draw a lot of people who like to take a lot of photos, especially if their camera fills up. And finally, for the Pixel phone, they talked about virtual reality. It's gonna include a kind of weird looking headset, to be honest, but I guess it's kind of neat. They said it's fabric, so it's more comfortable, and it will be used, I guess, like Samsung Gear VR, but this time it's Google's, and they're calling it Daydream View, and that's what will be used with Google's VR platform. So that's pretty cool, and I believe if you pre-order a Pixel phone now, you get a voucher that includes that VR headset once it comes out. Now, as for the price of the Pixel phone, it starts at $650 for the base model, and if you want to get the bigger version, it's about an extra 100. So this is not a cheap product. I'm kind of surprised actually, because I do not think that's an easy price to justify. I mean, on the smaller phone, you have only a 2700 milliamp hour battery. It's a 5-inch phone, by the way. The bigger one's 5.5 inch. So you don't have wireless charging either. You don't have a lot of features that you expect to see in a super premium phone that charges $650 for the base model. Of course, there are some unique features like I mentioned, but a lot of them are software based. In terms of hardware, it kind of missed the mark, I think. It's definitely a good phone, but it's gonna be whether or not you wanna shell out that much money for it. Clearly, they wanna up the branding and say, this is a premium phone now, look at the price of it. Like, meanwhile, the hardware doesn't seem to stack up, especially with the Samsung S7, bigger battery, waterproof, wireless charging. Come on, what are you doing, Google? So that being said, I definitely don't think it's a bad phone. It is a good phone, just maybe a bit overpriced. Okay, so we're done with the phone. Now let's move on to the Google Home products, which are so cool. I was really excited to hear them. First of all, Google Home itself, which is the little speaker box thing that is the response to Amazon Echo. It's basically AI, the Google AI assistant, in a form factor that sits in your living room. So instead of having to have it on your phone, it's gonna be a box that just sits there, or rather, I don't even know how to describe the shape of it. It's kind of weird looking. I don't really mind it. Basically, you talk to it the same way with Echo. It will do stuff for you, answer questions, and that sort of stuff. What I mostly like about it is it allows you to control other smart devices in your home. For example, if you have a Chromecast, you can talk to the AI and say, play whatever video, and it'll automatically go to the Chromecast, start playing it on your TV. You don't have to control it or cast it from your phone, take out any of that, which is really cool. Can also control Philips Hue, which I use, and Nest, anything basically, so that's pretty exciting. It also says it has far field voice technology, whatever that is. Basically means it can hear you from really far away. Same stuff that Amazon Echo has. Here they said what they did to make sure they can hear you in a lot of different environments is they actually sampled many different noisy environments so they could use that to basically filter out the noise and be able to isolate your voice, so even if you're very far away in a noise environment, it'll still be able to know what you're saying, which is pretty dang cool. Another really good thing they mentioned, which is an issue I have with Amazon Echo, is if you have multiple home devices, even if it's on your phone, and you say, okay, Google, or whatever, it will automatically detect which one you're closest to and which one is hearing you best, and only respond with that home device. So in my apartment, I have an Amazon Echo and an Amazon Echo Dot on completely far ends of the apartment, but sometimes even if I'm talking loudly to the one Amazon Echo, the other one in way across the other room will still be able to hear me, and they'll both start talking at me, which is kind of funny, but also annoying. So here they fix that. It'll say, okay, well, this is obviously the one they're talking to, so only respond with this one. And that'll also work with your phone. I guess if you're talking to your phone, okay, Google, it'll say, okay, he's talking to his phone. We don't need to respond with the home device, which is pretty clever and awesome. So it's obvious that they all tie together with the same Google account, and that's nice. Now the price of the Home is, it's in the same range of Echo. It's at $129. Pretty reasonable. I actually pre-ordered one. I've been waiting for this for a while, so I'll do a review of it. You can bet your butt on it, and you guys can check out what I think of it. I'm pretty excited. Hopefully it's as good as they say, and I'm looking forward to being able to control all this stuff, Chromecast, which is what I'm talking about next. Before we get to the Chromecast though, I'll quickly mention the Google Wi-Fi router. No, it's not OnHub. It's a new system which is interesting in the sense that there are combinable units. So you can buy 3 of these and it will actually expand your network, so you don't have to worry about having one router covering your whole house. You buy like multiple of these and put them in different areas, and it will automatically switch between whichever one is the strongest, which is genius. Why did no one think of this before? I have multiple routers, but they're kind of set up so you can only connect to one at a time. It doesn't switch between them, so if you're getting a weak signal, you have to go in, switch to the other one. Okay, now it's good. You go to the other side of the house, you gotta do the same thing. Now you don't have to do that anymore. You can buy a 3-pack of these and put them in each corner of the house, and you're good to go. Amazing. Why did no one think of this before? Why didn't I think of this before? And the price is pretty reasonable too. It's $129 for one of them, but you can also buy a 3-pack for $300 if you want to get a bunch of them to put in the houses, which I would think if you're gonna get this system, that's why you would get it. I'm not really sure on the specs. Might not have the best range as some of the other Linksys routers or something like that, which have the huge antennas, but if you're getting multiple of them, you don't have to worry about that because it's expanding it physically. Now, I personally probably won't get one of those because I don't really have a need for a different router. My router covers my entire apartment, but if I had a bigger house and I wanted to get a new router, this is honestly something I would seriously take a look at. Now, the final thing I'm gonna talk about is the Chromecast Ultra, basically Chromecast on steroids. It now does 4K, HDR, and supports Dolby Vision HDR, which is amazing. That checks all the boxes that you would want on a streaming device. Previously, the Chromecast only had like 1080, obviously didn't do HDR, but now it's got everything you would want. In addition to that though, they didn't stop there. It's 1.8 times faster, so better connection for streaming those 4K videos, obviously, and it's faster processor, I'm assuming, in there to make it be able to handle those 4K videos and show them. And on top of that, they added a physical Ethernet port. It's tied into the power adapter, but this is still awesome for people who have a Ethernet port that they can just plug it into. They don't want to just use wireless, and this will really come in handy if you're going to be streaming a lot of 4K content. Maybe in that area of the house, the connection isn't the best. Now you don't have to worry about it. You'll always have a perfect connection through wired. So that's about it. As you can tell, I'm pretty excited about a lot of these. I just love home gadgets, and Google just bam, 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 let out like 5 of them. So I'm pretty excited to see how these work. And if you guys enjoyed this as well, let me know down in the comment section what you think, if there are some of these things you like better than others. And if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, because as you know, I'm trying out new real content. I want to know if you guys like it or not. I need to know that, so give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section, all that good stuff. And if you want to subscribe, definitely do that. I'm trying to make videos at least 3 times a week on this channel, all tech related, so it should be fun. And if you want to check out some other videos and keep watching, you can click on these. Even if you're on a phone, you can click on them. New type of annotation, pretty cool. Check those out. So thank you guys for watching. I'm looking forward to hearing from you either here or on Twitter as well. I will see you next time. Have a very good one.